Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Shri Radha Vrindavan Chaturthi, Krishna Balaram ki, God Nitai ki, Shri Prabhupada ki. Chant the pranam just Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Krishna Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta, Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna. So, reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, text number 33, and we'll read 33, 34, and 35. So those who have the books, they can open their books, chant the shloka first. You can keep your phone on silent mode or switch it off. Okay. So text number 33, Sadarasham Cheshtate Swasyaha Sadarasham Cheshtate Swasyaha Prakarte Jnanvan Api Prakarte Jnanvan Api Prakartim Yanti Bhutani Prakartim Yanti Bhutani Nigraha Karishyati Nigraha Karishyati Sadarsham Chishtate Swasya Prakartirjnanavanapi Prakartim Yanti Bhutani Nigraha Karishyati Sadarsham Chishtate Swasya Prakartirjnanavanapi Prakartim Yanti Bhutani Nigraha Karishyati. Anyone like to chant the shloka first? Sadarsham Chishtate Swasya Prakartirjnanavanapi Anyone like to translation first?
Even a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature. Because everyone follows his nature. One
Even a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature. Nature means, what is the meaning of nature here? Gunas, yes. Three gunas are acting on us every moment. Sattva guna, Rajoguna, and Tamo guna. The combination of three gunas are acting on each and every person in this material world. Sattva person acts things in a different way. Rajoguna person acts things in a different way. Tamoguna person acts things in a different way. So that becomes their nature. So Krishna is explaining here that even a man of knowledge, a person may have a lot of knowledge, but still his actions will governed by gunas. So what can repression accomplish? Repression means repressing your nature, davana. You cannot act like that. So why Krishna is asking Arjuna like this? Why Krishna is asking Arjuna, don't repress, act as per your nature. Why?
because Sabina was a Kshatriya and he was he doesn't want to fight.
Yes, he was reluctant to fight. He wanted to take sannyas, go to forest. He was not interested in fight. But Krishna is asking, no, no, you are a Kshatriya. Your nature is to fight. You cannot change your nature like this. So, as per gunas, now our society is divided into four varnas and four ashramas. That is called varnashram system. Entire society was divided into four divisions. What are the four divisions? Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Sometimes people think this is a caste division. It's not caste division. This is a natural division. There are people who are in Sattva. By nature, they are in Sattva. There are people by nature, they are in Rajoguna, mode of passion. So, based on the nature, society was divided. Brahmanas means who are more in Sattva, who are intellectual in nature, better control over their mind and senses. Correct? They are considered Brahmanas. Rajoguna means passion, means Kshatriyas who can fight, protect citizens from attacks. They are called Kshatriyas by nature. Sometimes jokingly we say somebody is very passionate in fighting. He's a Kshatriya. Kshatriya spirit. Correct. So like that, then Vaishya, Shudra means Tamovarna, who can only do physical labor, not very intelligent. That is a division of society based on Prakriti, nature. So Krishna is asking, your nature is Kshatriya. You have to fight. Of course, Arjuna is a pure devotee of Krishna. He's above all the gunas. But here he is acting as an ignorant person to set example for all of us. So Krishna is asking, to a Kshatriya fight. Just like for a Kshatriya, how they sustain in this material world by collecting tax money. That is how they sustain. And they give protection to all the citizens. They collect tax and they give protection to everyone. But in case of sannyasis and brahmanas, it's the other way around. They don't collect tax. Correct? They dedicate their time for preaching activities, spiritual advancement. So they are allowed to go and approach grastas for alms. That is how they maintain them. And Vaishyas, they do agriculture, farming, business. And Shudras, they work all the three classes. They support all the three classes. So they work for them. Because they work for them, they get their salary. They are paid for work. So Krishna is asking, no, you cannot act as a sannyasi. You cannot go and beg alms. You are a Kshatriya. You are meant to fight, get protection. You are meant to collect tax. That is what Krishna asked Duryodhana before this fight. That these are all Pandavas, they are Kshatriyas. At least give them 5 villages. Because Kshatriya means they have to sustain by collecting tax money. That is the only way for them. They cannot sustain otherwise. So when Duryodhana refused for even 5 villages, then the war was declared. So in this world also we can see there are different personality types based on Guna only. Some people are very introvert in nature. You give them one laptop, one office room, that's it. They don't want to do anything. Inside their room, they can spend their entire life. If you ask them, go outside, meet some, no, I'm okay, fine, very happy here. And there are some personality times they cannot sit inside. They want to go outside, adventurous. Trekking, climbing, running here and there, adventurous in nature. You cannot stop them. Correct? So like that, in this world there are different personality types. So based on personality type, these gunas, we have to assign them different roles in this world. Correct? So these roles are also assigned in our coordination system based on their importance. If you ask the introvert person to play a role of a leadership, where he has to interact with everyone, shout on others, then it will be misplaced. Correct. So, like that, Krishna is asking that what can repression accomplish? You have to act as per your nature. Yes, when you act as per your nature in Varnashram Dharma, slowly, gradually a person becomes purified. Ultimately, we are also meant to become free from this nature. Ultimate goal is not to remain in this nature. Ultimate goal is to even become free from this nature in which we are all are placed. That is a goal of Varnashram system, to even go beyond these gunas. But initially, what happens? We assign different roles based on gunas of our devotee. So in bhakti also, there are different types of sevas which are assigned to devotees. Some devotees have leadership skills, so they are assigned leadership roles. Some devotees are good in management, so they carry out management sevas. Correct. Based on there also we follow this Devi Varnashram system. Based on gunas, we assign services to devotees. Some devotees are very artistic in their nature. Correct. Those are very artistic. They may not be very good in managing Excel files, all those things. So they are very artistic, skillful. So they are given different roles. And those who are very systematic, they are not very artistic, but they're very systematic. They like to work on Excel, maintain file listing. So they're given that kind of roles. So like that, Krishna is asking that even we have varieties of sevas in bhakti. And based on gunas, devotees get different types of sevas. So when Srila Prabhupada started this movement, ISKCON in the Western world, Srila Prabhupada used to assign different roles to different devotees based on their gunas, their nature. Okay, next shloka will chant. Text number 34. Indriyasya Indriyasya Arthe Indriyasyate Raga Dvesho Vivastita Raga Dvesho Vivastita Tayo Vasham Agache Tayo Navasham Agache Tau Hi Asya Paripanthina Tau Hi Asya Paripanthina Indriyasyarthe Raga Desho Vivastita Tayornavashamagache Tauriyasya Paribanthina. Anyone would like to try this?
Indriyasya indriyasyate
Indriyasyarthe
Ragadvesho vyavastito
Raga Desho Vivastita
Tayornavasmagache
Tayornavashamagache
Toyasya paripantino
Tauriyasya Paribanthina. Yes, anyone like to read translation?
Attraction and repulsion for sense objects are felt by embodied beings, but one should not fall under the control of senses and sense objects because they are stumbling blocks in the path of self-realization.
So Krishna explains that when we are following different duties in Varnashram system, correct? So the goal of Varnashram system is to make progress in spiritual life. That is the main goal. Goal is not that if there is a Kshatriya, he has to act like a Kshatriya, become perfect in his material responsibilities, and that's the goal of life. No. The goal is by playing that role of a Kshatriya, he has to also make advancement in his spiritual life. Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Garagya Uchyate. He has to connect his responsibilities to Krishna. So Kshatriya can be a material Kshatriya and there can be a Krishna conscious Kshatriya king. Krishna conscious Kshatriya king means just like Yudhishthir Maharaj. I have shared an example earlier also. Like he used to collect tax money like any other government, but he used to utilize entire tax money for spreading Krishna consciousness in his society. He used to utilize money for constructing temple, distribution of spiritual knowledge, so that entire world becomes Krishna conscious. That was their main objective. So that everybody makes advancement in their spiritual life. Correct? But in course of our actions, Krishna explains here that attraction, repulsion for sense objects are fed by embodied beings. This is the biggest obstacle in our spiritual life. What is the obstacle? We have this material body, there are senses, and then there are sense objects. So there is attraction and repulsion. But then what we have to do? We have to come out of both. We have to use our senses and sense objects in seva of the Lord. Everything. Without getting attached or without getting attached to anything. Whatever is required for Krishna service, we use it in devotional service to the Lord. Like all the Pandavas are considered to be pure devotees, correct? But they were not living a life of a sannyasi, like a Vairagi. They were living in the midst of all opulence, in the palace, as a Kshatriya kings, because it was required for them to govern. So they were not detached as well as they were not attached to anything. They were utilizing whatever is required for service of the Lord. They will now chant the next shloka, 35. Shreya Swadharma Viguna Shreya Swadharmo Viguna Paradharma Swa Anutishtika Paradharma Swa Anutishtika Swadharme Nidira Shreya Swadharme Nidanam Shreya Paradharmo Bhayavaha Paradharmo Bhayavaha Shreya Swadharmo Viguna Paradharmada Swanutishthita Swadharme Nidanam Shreya Paradharmo Bhayavaha. You would like to try? Yes. नहीं आपका हो गया anybody else? Yes, sir. नहीं श्लोका. No, okay. Anyone? Okay, आप भी करें.
श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः
Viguna
परधर्मात् सुअनुष्ठितात् स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः परिधर्मो भयावहः.
Yes, anyone like to read the translation? Yes, buddy.
It is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though they may be faulty, than another's duties. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duties, or to follow another's path instead of theirs.
So what Krishna is saying, it is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, prescribed to you. Seva which is prescribed for you to do that. Don't imitate others. Backside visible है क्या text? Backside devotees आपको visible है text? Little अब तो पता नहीं.
If it is possible.
Can you call Suraj Jasmine? Praise this.
Not that much. That's it. That's it. No. Not that much. Jabas. That's it.
कुछ चेंज तो हुआ नहीं यहाँ पे. So ठीक है क्या? Okay, she touched it. Okay, so Krishna is saying here it is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties. Correct? Even though they may be fault. Krishna is asking Arjuna, you are a Kshatriya. Correct? And even if you lose this fight, Correct? You lose this battle. You're not able to fight properly. That is okay. But you cannot start performing duty of a sannyasi, brahmana. That you cannot do. You cannot imitate anyone in this world. So here Krishna is talking about imitation. Imitation means
Okay.
nakal karna. So imitation is not encouraged in spiritual life. Some chairs are empty here, I think, because devotees are there to look at them. That's- So here Krishna is asking Arjuna that don't imitate anybody. Imitation is the biggest obstacle in your dharma, in your duties. Imitation is also not good in your spiritual life. Krishna has given you based on your karma, one set of guna and karma in your life. You are meant to act as per your gunas and perform your duties in Krishna consciousness. So from where this imitation has started in this world? Correct. So this imitation has started from the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, it is mentioned that Bhoktaram yakitapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. Krishna is Bhoktaram. Bhoktara means enjoyer. And everything around Krishna in the spiritual world, in Vaikuntha Lok, is being enjoyed by the Lord. Correct? That is the arrangement of this creation. That there is only one Purusha, that is the Lord Himself. An entire thing is Prakriti. So we all are part of Prakriti, which is meant to be enjoyed by the Lord. But then, when the Prakriti starts imitating position of Krishna, when they try to imitate position of Purusha, and when they try to become Purusha, then what happens? They come here in this material world. So Krishna has created this world, which is also imitation of spiritual world, which is not reality, but is imitation of the spiritual world. Huh? Just like a doll. Doll is not a real girl. Huh? If you see a doll of a girl, that is not a real thing. There is no substance in it. But it is an imitation of a real girl, real personality. Similarly, this material world is imitation of spiritual world here. And all of us have got an imitation body here because we wanted to become Purusha. We wanted to enjoy like Krishna. So all of us have come here and we have got this imitation personality like Krishna. As if we are also Purusha. I am also Krishna. But here, in the spiritual world, there is only one Krishna. Here, everybody is trying to become Krishna. So then what is happening here? There is struggle for existence. Everybody is trying to become master. Nobody likes to be enjoyed by anyone. Everybody likes to be enjoyed. So because everybody is trying to become enjoyer, there is always struggle for existence. Everybody is trying to become master. And then there is another imitation which is happening here. Now all of this material world is imitation of the spiritual world. But imitation means it is not exactly the spiritual world. It is something else. There is no real substance here. Real substance is in the spiritual world. Real Ananda exists only in the spiritual world. So this material world also is designed like a reformatory center. Just like a person goes to a reformatory or prison house for his reformation. to improve in his thought process. So Krishna wants, they are not mentally fit. They all are trying to become Purusha. Okay, let me send them here in this material world so that they can understand their position is not Purusha as Prakriti. Then they can come back. So we all are here. Everybody is trying to become Purusha, but this world is also designed such a way that there is some level of reformation happening. Now, how that happens? By giving some dukkha. As soon as you try to enjoy, some dukkha will come. As soon as you struggle to enjoy, there will be some dukkha. So it is not like spiritual world, where every step is ananda. Here, padam padam ya vikadam tesham. Every step, there is some dukkha, some danger, everything. So here, when we come here, that because everybody is trying to become Purusha, Krishna, so there is comparison with each other. Correct? So here also another imitation is happening. What is the imitation? People are always comparing themselves with a poor person is trying to imitate a billionaire. How can I become rich like him? How can I become master of this opulence? How can I take this position? And they work very hard. If the karma is good, based on destiny, sometimes they are successful. They're able to attain that level of opulence in their life. But even if they attain that level of opulence, it is mentioned that in the scriptures, it is simply upgradation of a prisoner from a third class prison house to first class prison house. So they are not actually free. Everybody in this world is imitating each other. But they're not asking that person who is a billionaire or whatever he is the most powerful person, richest person, whether he is enjoying that real ananda, what I'm expecting from that position, whether he has become liberated, self-realized, that question nobody does. They are only attracted by outside glamour. If I can reach there, then I will become Krishna. I will become that Krishna enjoyer. So everybody is working hard, but still, even after working hard, even after attaining any position, they are not free from the dukkha of this material world. There are four primary dukkhas which are coming with this body. What are dukkhas? Janam mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshan darshana. With a rich person, old person, powerful person, this person, birth, death, old age, and disease. These are the dukkhas which everybody is of. So even if you want to experience real ananda, that ananda is only possible when you become free from this four. That question nobody does. They are only imitating people in this material world. They are roaming around in prison house. They are not asking what is there beyond this prison house. How can I get out of this? And then today human beings in Kali Yuga have fallen to such an extent that they are thinking, we are not happy. Let us try to imitate human beings too. We are imitating here and there. Now let us imitate animals. So today human beings have started imitating animals. They are trying to experience this. Animals are very happy. Today they don't wear clothes. They roam around outside. They freely enjoy. No rules, regulations for them. That means they are more happy than us. So let us imitate animals. So I saw one video in which I think somewhere in UK or some other countries. So in that there is a farm, and this farm is like for pigs. The setup is like for the pigs, but pigs are not there. Who is there then? Human beings. So this farm is set up so that people, those who are interested to live like pigs for some days, They can go there and they will dress up like pigs, move around like pigs in these farms, and they will eat like pigs. Pig farms से खिलाते हैं डाल के, there is a place for eating like that. They will eat like that. And a lot of educated people from very good background, they are working outside corporate world, everything. Whenever they get time, they go there and they roam around like pigs. So today, human beings have started imitating like animals. Even there are movies in which they project. Now they're making movies also in which they project how to enjoy like animals. Human beings are not happy. Now you imitate animals. Like animals will try to enjoy. Correct? But actually, human life is not meant for this kind of. So it is mentioned that human life is meant for tapasya and sense control, not for imitating life of cats, dogs, and hawks who work hard day and night simply to eat stool and gratify their senses. Rishabdev instructing his 100 sons in Bhagavatam, instructing that Tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam shuddhyat yasman brahma saukyatam anantam. Rishabdev is instructing his 100 sons in Bhagavatam that don't waste your life, human life. You are meant to experience something much more high level of ananda. But that ananda, how you will experience? Tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam. Then you perform tapasya. Why tapasya? I have to perform for ananda? No. Shuddhyat yasman brahma saukyatam anantam. Unless until you don't purify your heart from contamination like greed, lust, anger, enviousness, your heart cannot experience real ananda. Human form life is meant to experience real ananda. Correct? But unfortunately, people don't know about this knowledge of the purpose of life. So now they are almost imitating like animals now. And they are prone to become next life. Krishna said, Yamok Vapi Smaran Bhavam Tajadante Kal. If you would like to enjoy like pigs, Krishna will ask, why are you struggling like pigs? I will make you pigs on next life. Huh? Then I saw one video in which one person has done some changes in his body, surgical changes, so that he can look like a tiger. There is another person like that. He also has gone through some changes in his body so that he can look like a dog. All these things are happening. People are trying to imitate animals in their life. Correct? So, unfortunately, yes, all over the world we can expect all these things to happen. Indians are not meant to follow this path of imitation because Indians have vast amount of knowledge in our scriptures. So much of guidance is given in our shastras. Correct. Where all over the world you get only few scriptures available. In India, there are so many books, scriptures are available. So much of depth of knowledge is there with us. But unfortunately, Indians are also imitating Western world. Indians are meant to make progress in their spiritual life. In fact, Indians are meant to guide the entire world. That is the whole Indians are meant to play. Correct. Srila Prabhupada gave his own example. That just imagine one Indian went from India all over the world and he was able to transform so many jivas. Just imagine if all Indians take up this task of spreading all the Bhagavad Gita, entire world can become Vaikuntha. Entire world can become. So India possesses vast exalted treasure also Vedic spiritual knowledge, but leaders are responsible who have locked it up to constantly imitate Western technology and materialistic life. Unfortunately, leaders also feel that we are lacking advancement in this country. Why? Because of this spirituality. Because people are engaged in all these activities or rituals, religious activities. So we have to save time for material advancement. But they don't want to see the end result of this advancement. Whether people are actually happy, they become free from stress, depression, anxiety, they are experiencing real ananda, that nobody does. This is interacted with outside environment. So that is why our scriptures are asking us that don't imitate, but what we have to do, follow. Follow the instructions which are given by higher authorities in our scriptures. Don't imitate in this word anyone. Don't try to understand by pratyaksh praman anything in this world. Pratyaksh praman means, what is the meaning of pratyaksh praman? Evidence by, praman means evidence. Pratyaksh means directly what you perceive in this world by your senses, by your limited intelligence, and that you judge as real happiness, real ananda. So pratyaksh praman is not the best process to understand the goal of life, to understand what is real progress in human form life. The real process is that we take guidance from higher authorities, which is given in the scriptures, and we follow them. Correct? So there are two words which are given in our scriptures. One is called anusaran, and there is another word called anukaran. Anusaran means follow. Anukaran means imitation. So imitation has no place in our spiritual life, even not in material life. Material life also, if you imitate, you cannot be successful in your life. The real progress in your life is called anusaran. Follow. That's the best process to make progress in your spiritual life. Huh? Unfortunately, in spiritual life also, people what they do, they imitate personalities. So there are people, those who know what is the purpose of life. Atatu Brahma Jigyasa, the goal of life is to understand Krishna, our relationship with the Lord. They know everything. But when it comes to spiritual life, they start imitating them. Just like there was one very exalted pure devotee of the Lord, his name is Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was from a Muslim background, and then he came in touch with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As soon as he came in touch with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. For how many hours? 22 hours. Every day, 22 hours chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. No other activity. So sometime there is a trap where we can start following, we start imitating this pure devotees. What is a trap for us? Just like it is a gross caricature when imposter Brahmanas attempt to imitate Sri Haridas Thakur by sitting in a solitary place to get cheap adoration as a great chanter. So Haridas Thakur was very famous when he was present on this planet. Today also is famous because he used to sit in one place in his bhajan kuti in a solitary place and chant 22 hours continuously. But if we imitate personalities like Haridas Thakur and we think, I will also go in a solitary place. I will also go like Haridas Thakur. I will also sit and chant without any association of devotees. I will not take association of any devotee. I don't need any guidance. Like he was chanting alone, without any guidance, without approaching anyone. I will also follow like this. So that will not help us in our spiritual life. That is not going to help us. But what we are meant to do, we are meant to follow Haridas Thakur. How we follow that? We read his instructions which are meant for us. We don't imitate his personality. अभी बाद में क्वेश्चन अभी बाद में क्वेश्चन If a neophyte artificially imitates him without being free from unwanted anarthas, unwanted habits, his internal enemies, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, will fatigue him, and he will simply sleep soundly or demand a feeding when his throat is dry. So there are many imitators are there. If you go in Vrindavan, Haridwar, many other holy places, and they imitate Haridas Thakur, they also go and sit in a solitary place and try to chant like him. But then what happens if your heart is not clean? Heart में क्या है? Full of lust, greed, all these things are there. They will not allow you to chant. Correct? So that is for us, what is the prescribed number? 16 hours. You cannot chant 22 hours. Okay, at least reach this mark for 16 rounds, or whatever number you have fixed for you. And rest of the time you do some practical devotion service, some seva, where you can utilize your gunas. Haridas Thakur was not under the influence of Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Satoguna. He was above all these modes. So he can chant like this, but we are under the influence of modes. So if we are under the influence of Rajoguna, Tamoguna, then we have to use these gunas in service of Krishna. We cannot chant like Haridas Thakur. So it is mentioned that we will sleep soundly or we will engage in some sense gratificatory activities. So unfortunately today, even in dhams, there are many babajis. They go and they do all this intoxication, other activities. In the name of renunciation, they go and stay there. But they're actually spoiling the name of spiritual, spoiling this position of dress. Everyone must chant a prescribed number of rounds, but one must receive the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or his representative before adopting a solitary way of life. Very important. Sometimes people become fanatic in spirituality. They think, oh, spirituality means we'll go to Vrindavan, stay there in Vrindavan for whole life. I don't need any guidance. I don't need any association. I will go and stay alone in Vrindavan and practice spirituality. That will not work. Unless until you are at the level of Haridas Thakur, you cannot go stay alone in Vrindavan and chant like him or do bhakti. What will happen? The first thing will happen is you will develop familiarity in that place. Develop familiarity with other devotees. Familiarity with the process, familiarity with the holy name. Entire thing you will become familiar. And once you become familiar with the entire thing, you will start committing offenses. You will start committing offenses. Arey, Vrindavan Dham is also like ordinary place. I'm staying here for so long time. I'm not experiencing Vrindavan Dham. You lose value for this process. So for us, very important, till the point we are not fully purified, we are meant to practice spiritual life under guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, under guidance of devotees. So devotee means he will always take guidance. He will practice under guidance of devotees spiritual life. Independently, we can do bhakti if we are on this platform where it was talking. But before that, it's like imitation. Correct? Another imitation is Bhagavad Gita. Very famous. Correct? Shukdev Goswami spoke Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj in just 7 days. And Parikshit Maharaj attained perfection in 7 days. So why not us? You also can attain perfection. 7 days crash course. Why I have to come every Sunday? Every Sunday I have to come for class. Every Sunday we have to discuss, chant. 7 days में खत्म कर देंगे सब. Like Parikshit Maharaj. Can we do that? Why not? That is why even before you imitate anyone, understand what is the position of Parikshit Maharaj and Shukdev Goswami. Shukdev Goswami was inside the womb of his mother for 16 years. He was not coming out. He was a centralized person. Can you think of a person like this? Parikshit Maharaj is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam without eating, sleeping, drinking even a drop of water for 7 days, 7 nights continuously. And still not getting tired, not getting sleep. We get sleep here only after 15 minutes. How we can sing like Parikshit Maharaj 7 days, 7 nights? Not possible for us. But nobody is interested in knowing who is Parikshit Maharaj, who is Shukdev Goswami. They just want to do Bhagavad Gita. We will also do Bhagavad Gita. And even if you want to imitate them, you imitate them as it is. As it is means you sit in one place, Like Parikshit Rashukdev Goswami, don't leave this place, don't sleep, don't eat, don't do any other activity. 7 days, 7 nights simply here with that to rapt attention. You cannot take a nap. Continuously hear Bhagavatam. And Parikshit Maharaj is not simply hearing Bhagavatam. If you read Bhagavatam, he is asking, Shukdev Goswami, please continue more. I want to hear more. I am relishing Bhagavatam. Please continue more. I want to hear more. That was his mood. In our case, we start watching time. अरे अब तो class खत्म नहीं हुई. बहुत time हो गया. Parikshit Maharaj was not watching time. He was watching Shukdev. As soon as he is going to wind up, please continue more. I want to hear more. So this level of ananda we can experience when you're free from influence of all the gunas in your life. If you're not free from gunas, rajagun, tamagun का प्रभाव हावी है आपके ऊपर. If you get sleep while chanting, cannot hear the holy name nicely, mind goes here and there, then we are very far away from Parikshit Maharaj Shukdev Goswami's platform. We have meant to follow spiritual master, whatever he has prescribed for us. Nityam Bhagavata Sevya, every day you hear 1 hour lecture, chant this number of rounds, take prasadam, other time whatever you get to do seva, systematic way we can progress. Like this. So exalted personalities in the scriptures are compared to like sun. Why sun? Huh? Why sun planet has been compared to all exalted personalities? Just like if you see sun planet is so powerful that it can extract water from a very filthy place. Still, sun can never get contaminated. Sun will never get contaminated. Wherever sunlight will fall, it has a potential to purify entire planet, but still sun will never get contaminated by anything else. So exalted personalities like pure devotees of Krishna and Krishna himself, they are compared to like sun. Nothing in this world can contaminate them. Even if they are in touch with a filthy place, still they will never get contaminated. That is a powerful position of Krishna and his exalted pure devotees. Just like Lord Shiva, a lot of people imitate Lord Shiva. There are devotees of Lord Shiva. They take intoxicants and many other things. They imitate Lord Shiva. Oh, he also took all these things. We will also take. Ganja, charas, we will also take. But Lord Shiva is like sun. Even if he does anything, he will never get contaminated. Like he drank the entire ocean of poison and nothing happened to Lord Shiva. If you take one drop, it will be gone. Can you imitate Lord Shiva? Imitate. Why are you taking charas and a drink poison also? Like no, that poison we cannot do. We'll do what we like. Then why are you doing all this? This is called imitation. So then what I have to do in my life? I am not on this platform like Lord Shiva. What I have to do? I have to follow Lord Shiva. How can I follow Lord Shiva? Lord Shiva has also given his instructions in Bhagavad and other places. Do this, follow that. Krishna performed Ras Leela. They want to imitate. Krishna can lift millions of Govardhan mountains. So many planets are flying in air. Can you do like that? No, we cannot. So they are personality like sun. Even if they're in touch with filthy place, they will not get contaminated. Krishna can dance with billions and trillions of gopis, and still he will not get any desire to enjoy them. That is position of Krishna. He's like the sun. Correct? So spiritual life is not about imitation. Everywhere it is emphasized. Follow. Follow means when you read pastimes of the Lord, actually that time you're meant to understand his position. That's the position of the Lord. Just his position of Lord Shiva. They're not ordinary persons like us. And then we search out for the instructions which are meant for us. So Krishna has given instructions. Where he has given instructions for us? Bhagavad Gita. But people are interested in reading pastimes of Krishna. They don't take interest in Bhagavad Gita. They want to read Ras Leela, what happened with Radharani, what they were doing. Hare, you read Bhagavad Gita. That is meant for you. You read instructions which are meant for you. Follow Krishna. Correct. So that is where people don't understand difference between imitation and following. So when Krishna performs all this activity, sometimes people ask, why Krishna performed all these pastimes if they were not meant for us? We were not meant to imitate those pastimes. Why Krishna did all these activities? Why Krishna did Ras Leela? Why Krishna did all these activities, pastimes, if they were not meant for us? Why Krishna performed that pastime? That can misguide a person. So whenever Krishna appears on this planet Earth, he performs one kind of pastimes which are not part of this material world. He performs certain activities to give us a trailer of the spiritual world. To make us understand that if you come back there, this is the level of Ananda Jivas are enjoying with me. And this is your position. I am Purusha and all of you are Prakriti with me. So Krishna always performs two kinds of pastimes. One pastime is to give you trailer of spiritual world. There we don't have to imitate Krishna. We have to understand, oh, this is what is happening in the spiritual world. Get inspired to go back to the spiritual world. Well, movie के आने से पहले क्या आता है? Krishna shows trailer. If Krishna also acts like any other ordinary person here in the material world, he also struggling, only fighting with demons, then you will think, okay, he is also like any other human being. He is also part of this material world. But Krishna performed these activities to show us, Are, I'm not part of this material world. I'm coming from somewhere else. And there, these activities are happening, which are full of Ananda. My devotees enjoy with me like this. So he gives the trailer of spiritual world, apart from other activities what he performs. Correct? So imitation means just like a parrot. Parrot can chant Hare Krishna.
Yes.
How he can chant?
He also says imitates.
Correct? If you ask parrot Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, and parrot also can, you can train him to chant. But what is the difference of chanting a parrot and a human being?
Imitating.
Parrot can simply imitate it. He has no intelligence or that consciousness to understand what is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Why these human beings are chanting again and again.
Except for Radharani's parrot.
That is different. That is pure devotion. I'm talking material parrot. So parrot also can chant. Parrot can repeat your mantra. But that is simply example of imitation. It's all mechanical. There are no feelings. Nothing is involved. But when you practice bhakti, we are not meant to act like a parrot. Simply trying to imitate, oh, he's doing like this, he's doing like this. No, we are meant to understand the background of all the activities. Imitation cannot help you in your spiritual life. Parrot cannot make advancement like human beings. But if human beings act like parrot, they will remain like parrot only. Correct? So there are different levels of imitation. One imitation is happening when we are imitating Krishna and his incarnations, exalted pure devotees. Then there is also imitation happening at the platform of a spiritual master, Guru. Guru is very important in life of a person because we don't know who is Krishna. We cannot approach him directly. We have no idea who is the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Guru is a person through which we can approach the Lord very easily. Unfortunately, it is mentioned in scriptures that Manda Subanda Mateo Manda Bhagya Upadhyaya. Kali Yuga people also have Manda Bhakti. They are very unfortunate. Why they are unfortunate? Because first of all, hardly few human beings are there who are interested in spiritual life. And when they try to search for a bona fide source, mostly they get cheated. So Kali Yuga things are very unfortunate. So it is mentioned that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demands that everyone become a guru, but he wants real gurus. Imitation gurus, one becomes a guru automatically when he's mature as an expert disciple. Why make a premature attempt? So today, now there are many gurus. They are just becoming on their own. Nobody has authorized them. There is no guru for them. They have just done some tapasya. They have spent some time in Himalayas, and suddenly after some year they become self-realized and they come back and they preach to everyone. Anyway, human beings already they don't know anything. They have not read scriptures. Whatever you tell them, they will accept. So these kind of gurus are actually imitators. They are trying to imitate real acharyas who are there in the scriptures, and they try to take position of an acharya guru. Why they are trying to become gurus? Money secondary, desire to lord over. All of us have come here to become Krishna. Now, if I cannot become Krishna, at least I can become Guru. Guru will have a lot of followers. Now, that is also like Krishna. I will get a lot of people to follow me, serve me. So, Guru also is like a synonym of becoming Krishna only. Everybody likes to have a lot of followers, people following them, serving them. This is actually happening in the spiritual world. All jivas are engaged in service of Krishna. And we also want to enjoy that like that. So these gurus, they are trying their little best to attain position of Krishna. And what they do, they don't have real knowledge. They use jocularity of words. Correct? Fake imitation gurus and imitation incarnations of Prabhupada are current today, drawing thousands by word of jugglery. Just as fake coins prove that real coin exists, these cheaters do not mean a real guru does not exist. So, but there are real bona fide spiritual masters in this world. Unfortunately, because fake gurus, people have lost faith. They can't distinguish, they cannot understand anything. So that is why it is very important for us that we remain away from fake gurus because there also there is tendency to imitate position of Krishna. But imitation is not bad always. Imitation is good also for spiritual life. Can we use in a good direction imitation? Can we use imitation right direction?
Of course, why not?
How?
Modifying it,
Modify how?
changing the root of that.
So imitation is favorable in certain cases. Huh?
Not for yourself, gratification. You do it only for.
How it is favorable?
I don't do it because I will get some.
Huh? So imitation is also favorable in spiritual life if it is utilized in right direction. Just like if children imitate their parents by offering flowers, bowing down, taking prasadam or chanting, dancing, their activities are as good as their parents, will not go in vain. This imitation decides and helps them rise onto the platform of pure devotion service. So if a child is imitating parents, every day they're doing arti, he's also offering arti, they're offering some food, he's also offering something, he's also chanting like parents, that imitation is favorable. Actually, that is following only, because parents, if they're following the right path, and children, they're imitating parents, they are actually following the right path. They're making progress in spiritual life. Correct? So there are many nice examples, even in case of pure devotees. Like Srila Prabhupada has shared his own personal example. Whenever pure devotees take birth in this material world, that is actually arranged by the Lord himself. So Srila Prabhupada was born in a family of Vaishnavas. They were also pure devotees of Krishna. And from the very childhood days, his father wanted, Srila Prabhupada's father wanted that my son should become a Vaishnava. So like today's parents, they give Barbie dolls and other dolls to play. Huh? Srila Prabhupada's father, he engaged in conducting Rath Yatras of Lord Jagannath. He used to play with Jagannath dolls. And he used to imitate Rath Yatra festivals in Puri by conducting Rath Yatra. So like that, Srila Prabhupada used to organize this seva of Rath Yatra, prasadam distribution as a child. And later on, Srila Prabhupada took this Rath Yatra to New York for the first time. Not only New York, all over the world. Nobody had heard about Lord Jagannath Rath Yatra apart from India and Jagannath Puri. And Prabhupada took this Rath Yatra all over the world. But he started from where? During his childhood days. So this imitation actually got transformed to worldwide preaching of Rath Yatra festival later on. Similarly, there is a very nice example of Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj also was not born in an ordinary family. Again, he was born in the family of pure devotees. Pandavas, correct? Everybody was there. So there also, from childhood days only, he was playing with Krishna dolls, learning, worshipping, imitation, everything was favorable. So he became a devotee like that. So imitation is very favorable if it can help us become free from our anarthas. The very first business in devotion service is to accept bona fide spiritual master as enjoined by Sri Rupa Goswami Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Without his devotion is simply a false imitation. So if you want to get rid of imitation, first step is accept a guru in your life. Very important. Take diksha from bona fide spiritual master. Follow instructions. Then you will never get misguided in this path of on this path of imitation. Correct. And spiritual duties are ordered by the spiritual master, both material and spiritually. One must stick to the prescribed duties even up to death, rather than trying to imitate another's duties. If you are fit to be a carpenter, do not imitate a Brahmana. Be an expert carpenter and serve Krishna with the results. For a Kshatriya, it is better to follow rules of violence rather than to artificially imitate a non-violent Brahman. Correct? So in this way, if we want to get rid of imitation, you have to follow everything. I don't have any knowledge. Better you accept a spiritual master in your life, follow instruction as it is. And if you follow instruction as it is, you become free from the disease of imitation. Correct? And this is how we can make systematic advancement of a spiritual life. So even if we see devotees, pure devotees example like Parikshit Maharaj himself was a pure devotee. Still he is approaching Shukdev Goswami. Correct? Parikshit Maharaj, he सोच लेते हैं, I am also independent, I am pure devotee, I can do online my bhakti. No, he is also taking guidance from Shukdev Goswami. In fact, if you see age of Shukdev Goswami was 16. He was just born. And Parikshit Maharaj was the king of his entire planet. Still, he is taking guidance from Shukdev Goswami. Not considering that material age, but considering spiritual maturity of Shukdev Goswami. Yes, so I will end here. If anybody has any question, they can ask. Yes.